In this video, we'll review the basic functions in the LotWing mobile application. After installing the LotWing application, simply log into the app with the information your LotWing administrator provided. Note, when prompted, you will need to allow access to the microphone and camera to benefit from all the app's features. First of all, we would like to define the term we'll use often, tagging a vehicle. When we say to tag a vehicle, we are describing the action of confirming or updating the location of the vehicle. Basically, it's going out to the car on the lot and updating its info with this application. With this app, you will always update a vehicle's location as you move it around the dealership. There are two modes for tagging a vehicle in the application, a single vehicle mode and a multi-tag mode. You can select the modes with this icon in the upper right corner of the screen. In this video, we'll describe how to tag single vehicles. Also, it's a single vehicle mode from which you will initiate and end test drives, perform fueling actions, and generate notes. When you open the map, you are delivered to the lot view map. However, there are other screens you should know about, so let's review those first. If you hit the LotWing logo at the center top of the screen, you're taken to the Sales tab, Sales screen, which shows current day and month-to-date sales information. The Vehicle Manager tab shows inventory levels of various inventories and displays number of new vehicles in stock by trim level. The Web app takes you to the web application, which you can explore later. Okay, now let's return to the Lot View tab. You start with a view of your dealership map. It is very important that you get to know this map. At any time, you should be able to zoom in and know where you are on the dealership property. While you're outside, your phone's GPS icon will help locate you on the map. But again, knowing the elements on the map is important for finding your bearings. On the map, buildings, structures, and location markers are colored orange. You should learn every orange element to help you know where you are on the map at all times. The large orange squares indicate the main dealership buildings. On this map, these boxes are storage containers. Here you see a sign, here a light post, and these markers are location guides on the parking lot. Again, you should be able to know where you are on the map without the use of the GPS icon. On this map, you see all of the dealership parking stalls. Empty stalls are white, colored stalls indicate a vehicle is in that stall. Blue stalls indicate a new car. Green, a used car. Yellow are service loaners. Magenta are lease returns. Gray cars, trade or wholesale vehicles. Sold vehicles are black. You might notice for each of the color groups, some colors are dark and some are light. This signifies how recently a vehicle has been tagged. Vehicles that have been tagged or moved within the last 24 hours are colored dark. Here you see a dark blue new car tagged within the last 24 hours. And here you see a light-colored new car which has not been tagged within the last 24 hours. This applies to all vehicle types except sold cars, which are always black. As you can see, some vehicles have icons on them. The first such icon is important for you to fully understand, the plus icon. The plus sign means that according to the application, there are two vehicles or more currently in this stall. This is a concept you have to learn in the use of LotWing. Obviously, you can't physically have two cars in one stall, but what the system might be telling you is that there are two cars very close to each other, or that one vehicle may not have had its new current location updated in LotWing. We will review this in more detail toward the end of the video. Here you see an H on the vehicle, which indicates a sales hold, such as a sold car that might not get delivered for a few days. This vehicle will remain on the map until someone deletes the vehicle or removes the hold and allows for a normal data feed deletion. Here you see a yellow triangle, which indicates a service hold. This might be a vehicle waiting for a part or is in the process of getting repaired. The small red square with the 1 indicates that the user has created a note for this vehicle, which we will explain later in this video. You should also know how a vehicle goes in and out of the system. A vehicle enters the LotWing system one of two ways. One, through the nightly data feed your dealership provides to LotWing, and two, when a user manually creates a vehicle. A complete list of vehicles is found on the web app's Vehicle Manager tab. Vehicles either have a stock number provided by the data feed, or they are listed as a user-created vehicle, signifying that a user has created this vehicle and it has not yet been matched by the data feed. Vehicles are removed from the system when they are removed from the nightly data feed. In other words, they're sold or put in a different status, or when they are manually deleted. Vehicles only get populated on the map by the mobile application tagging process. You can easily zoom in and out of the map with a normal pinch and zoom method. Some stalls are on the building. These stalls signify stalls that are either inside or under a roof. This stall, for instance, is in the dealership's detail stall. This stall is basically the store's service lane. If you park a car in the service lane, you will add it to this stall. This stall indicates the car is in the service department. Some stalls are temporary and simply have a black outline with no white fill. At this dealership, sometimes it puts cars temporarily on the front lawn in this area. You would tag a car in one of these stalls to indicate it is on the front lawn. Now let's tap on a vehicle. Notice when you tap on a vehicle, it turns yellow to confirm your selection, and then that car's vehicle info display pops up. The vehicle info display shows you the stock number of the vehicle, vehicle type, year, model, and manufacturer information, as well as the model type, color, and age of the vehicle. Below this information, you see action buttons for test drive, fuel vehicle, and the notes. We'll talk about these in a moment. Below these actions, you will find a button that allows you to update the odometer for the vehicle, change the vehicle's parking location on the lot, and confirm button, which confirms that the vehicle is currently in the correct stall. The small I, or information icon, provides a list of actions and notes which have taken place for this vehicle. Finally, let's talk about the three large icons on the map screen. The centering icon is a quick way to help you get centered on the map. It's helpful if you're outside with a clear view to the sky for this to work properly. The two remaining icons are for entering a vehicle stock number. The first, the magnifying glass, is for manually entering a stock number. The second is for using a barcode scanner feature. Okay, now that you're familiar with the application controls, let's search for a vehicle. Let's say we want to find stock number 33100. Since I'm not currently at the car and can't barcode scan it, I'll use the magnifying glass icon to enter the stock number. First of all, notice the magenta lease return button. We'll talk about that in the Creating and Working with Lease Returns video, since it's a process specifically for handling lease return vehicles. There are two ways you can enter a stock number. One, you can simply type in 33100, and two, you can use the speech-to-text feature by hitting the microphone button, 33100. In this example, we'll type the stock number in, 33100, and hit search. Two things can now happen. One, it finds the vehicle and centers the map on that vehicle. Please note that the zoom level you started the search at is the zoom level that the vehicle will be displayed at. If you touch the map, you'll be returned to the normal map view without your recent search. If the vehicle is not found, you will be given the option to create a vehicle, which we'll discuss in the Creating Vehicles video. Now let's use the scan feature to bring up a vehicle. This is the method you will most likely use most often to quickly bring up vehicle information when working with a vehicle. After hitting the scanner icon, notice the scan window which comes up. Here you can simply center the barcode for this vehicle. If the vehicle stock number tag does not have a readable barcode, note that you can use other barcodes on the vehicle which provide VIN information. Most manufacturers have a VIN barcode on the Monroney sticker for the vehicle. Also, you may find the barcode for used vehicles on the buyer's guide or add-on sticker. Now that you've selected a vehicle, let's use the action buttons. First of all, let's take a test drive. Hit the test drive button. Now you're on the Initiate Test Drive screen. If you did this by mistake, simply hit the small back arrow at the top left corner of the screen. This back arrow is on a few other screens as well, always allowing you to go back. To start a test drive, simply hit the Start Test Drive button. Now you will notice that a timer screen has started, which represents how long you've been on a test drive. You can now put the phone to sleep or hit the back arrow. As you are on a test drive, the vehicle is removed from the dealership's map. It will now be flagged on the web application as a vehicle off the lot. If you hit the back arrow from the timer screen, you will notice that every page within the LotWing application has a banner showing you currently have a vehicle on an active drive, just in case you're not with the vehicle. To end your test drive, you need to get back to the test drive timer screen. To get back to the test drive timer screen, you can select Active Drive banner on your app, then hit Resolve for the current drive. Note, if you have more than one vehicle out, it will show all vehicles for which you've initiated a test drive. Also, you can search for the vehicle, and then the test drive timer screen will come up. When back on the timer screen, hit End Test Drive, and then select the stall where the vehicle is now parked. It is important to note that the test drive is not over until you end the test drive and choose a parking stall for the vehicle. You must do both actions. You should practice this test drive action a few times to really get the process down before you are doing it with a client. Simply go to a vehicle, bring up the stock number, and select Test Drive. As soon as the timer starts, you can experiment. Try hitting the back arrow and then bring your test drive vehicle back up by scanning the vehicle or searching manually for it, or you can simply hit the Active Drive button and then Resolve. You will see the timer screen come up from where you can now end the test drive and choose a parking stall. As you will likely use the test drive feature in front of a client, it is important that you let them know you are updating the vehicle's status. It is also important that you are able to do this quickly and efficiently. So practice this before you're in front of a customer. This test drive action is the only function in LotWing you will likely be doing in front of a client. The process for fueling a vehicle is exactly the same as for performing a test drive. The fuel action will likely be used mostly by the dealership's vehicle prep personnel. The Note button is an excellent way to provide key personnel information regarding potential problems for a vehicle. When you create a note, the person who the dealership admin selected as the vehicle note recipient will receive an email showing your note. Also, the vehicle will now have a red note icon as it is displayed on the dealership map, highlighting your note. To create a note, simply hit the Note button and then type the issue such as windshield has a crack, lower center. You can also use the phone's microphone option to use speech to text to add your vehicle note. While you are with a car and creating note, it is a good process to update the vehicle's odometer so the service personnel have accurate information as they prepare a service ticket. To update the odometer reading, simply tap the Odo Update button, backspace over the current odometer, re-enter the correct mileage and hit Update Odometer. There are multiple ways to update a vehicle's location on the lot. One method is for working with one car at a time, and the second is for when you have multiple cars to update. In this video, we'll talk about the single tag mode, which is what you're in when you see the dual car icon in the upper right corner of the screen. It shows two cars because that's the button you hit to go to the multi-tag mode. In general, you will always first search for your subject vehicle, then hit Change Stall to pick a new location, or Confirm Stall if you are simply confirming the vehicle is in the correct location. To move the car to a different location on the lot, search for the car, then simply tap the Change Stall button and then choose a stall to populate. The system will then move the vehicle to that new stall. There are 2 points you should know about when selecting a parking stall for your vehicle. 1. You may find that the stall which you'd like to select, which you clearly see as empty, shows a vehicle in it within the application. That's okay, just select the stall. Somebody may have moved a car from this parking stall and not yet updated it in the LotWing system. Until the other vehicle is updated, the stall will show a plus icon and then show both cars in the stall. Also, it is important that when using LotWing that you move quickly to tag your vehicles. It shouldn't be an issue when you pick a parking stall that you're off by 1 or 2 stalls. As long as you're close, and this is where knowing the map is very important, just select a stall. The important thing is that the system knows that somebody tagged this car in this area at this particular time and date. We like to say we know the location of the vehicle within 1 or 2 stalls. As such, there are times when a dealership may park cars in between a row of parking stalls. Here we see a dealer that has just received a load of vehicles, and as they are being checked in, they should also be tagged in LotWing. These cars are in a temporary parking stall. If you have more cars to tag than temporary stalls available on the application map, simply add multiple vehicles to one stall. Again, this is only a temporary location, and the key is we now know by whom and when this vehicle was first tagged. If when you search for a car and only choose stall to populate comes up with no vehicle information, you have found a car that has not yet been tagged, or someone has not properly ended a test drive for this vehicle. Simply choose the correct stall for this vehicle. Finally, you can select an empty parking space on the map and then enter the stock number or scan it to populate that empty stall with your subject vehicle. The Confirm button simply confirms the location of your selected vehicle, updating the tag history with your name and the time of the confirmation. The I or Information button shows the history of the important actions which have happened on the vehicle. To leave the information screen, simply hit the back arrow. This is the end of the Introduction to the Mobile Application Help video. Now go out and use LotWing to help everyone know where your vehicles are located. Thanks for watching.